One of the most recognizable Hubble photographs is this one, and there is a lot of worry that something is locked up. Everyone is buzzing about NASA's most recent finding, including religious leaders and scientists worldwide. Some of our long-held views about how the cosmos was created and what it means for us are being called into question by new information that researchers have discovered about the structure of the universe and its origins. What does all of this mean, then? How will this change the way we think about the cosmos? What about the fine line between faith and science? Come learn about NASA's shocking new discovery that will astound all religious people. Since the Space Shuttle discovery sent the Hubble Space Telescope into orbit on April 24, 1990, it has been an essential instrument for astronomers. Hubble's stunning pictures have fundamentally altered our perception of the cosmos. The telescope's voyage wasn't without difficulties either. The mission suffered a serious setback when NASA found a serious defect in Hubble's primary mirror shortly after it was deployed, causing views to be hazy and unfocused. Despite this early issue, Hubble kept taking pictures of local planets and far-off galaxies, giving scientists useful information. When NASA dispatched a crew of space mechanics on a repair mission in December 1993, it was the true turning point. To fix the mirror problem, they made modifications and fitted Hubble with new equipment. After this successful modification, Hubble's image quality significantly improved. By catching light from far-off galaxies and revealing previously undiscovered facets of the universe, Hubble's improved capabilities enabled researchers to look into previously unexplored regions of the cosmos and get fresh perspectives on the nature of space. The Pillars of Creation, a remarkable view of star-forming areas in the Eagle Nebula, is one of Hubble's most well-known photographs. In addition to advancing scientific knowledge, this picture and numerous others have captivated the public's interest and introduced the wonders of space to a larger audience. Originally intended to last 15 years, Hubble has significantly outlived its predictions and is still in operation more than 30 years after it was launched. It has remained at the forefront of astronomical study because of frequent modifications and servicing trips. Future space observatories, such as the James Webb Space Telescope, which expands on Hubble's legacy with even more sophisticated equipment, were made possible by Hubble's success. Hubble is one of the most productive scientific devices ever constructed, having recorded over 1.5 million observations of the universe during its mission, and its data has been used in thousands of scientific publications. Hubble has radically changed our understanding of the universe, allowing us to observe galaxies billions of light-years away and study neighboring planets in our solar system. A celestial formation that resembles a human hand has been found by astronomers in the wide expanse of space. Known as the Hand of God, this celestial body provides an intriguing look into the dramatic aftermath of a star's demise. NASA's Nuclear Spectroscopic Telescope Array, NuSTAR, which focuses on high-energy X-ray detection, took the picture. Because of this special viewpoint, scientists can see things that optical telescopes cannot. The relics of a huge star that burst in a supernova created the Hand of God, a pulsar-wind nebula. A compact, fast-spinning core known as a pulsar sits at the center of this creation. PSRB 1509-58 is a pulsar that rotates at an incredible 7 times per second. The characteristic hand-like structure we see is the result of the pulsar's tremendous stream of particles interacting with the surrounding magnetic fields as it rotates. This technique uses enormous amounts of energy to produce X-rays that NuSTAR can detect. The structure's hand-like look is an illustration of pareidolia, a psychological phenomena in which people sometimes perceive recognizable patterns in seemingly random structures. Even while it could appear to us like a hand, it's crucial to keep in mind that this is a naturally occurring object that was molded by powerful cosmic forces. High-energy particles that are blasted from the pulsar make up the hand's fingers. These particles smash with gas in the nebula in the palm area, heating it up and making it shine in X-ray radiation. It's interesting to note that the identical pattern was previously seen at lower energies by the Chandra X-ray Observatory. A more thorough understanding of the intricate dynamics operating in this nebula is possible thanks to the combination of data from Chandra and NuSTAR. RCW-89 is a red cloud located close to the hand's fingertips that is thought to be heated by the pulsar winds and give off a gentle X-ray light. Chandra recorded energy between 0.5 and 2 kilovolts, but the measured energies in this region range from 7 to 25 kilovolts. Scientists can better comprehend stellar life cycles and post-supernova activities by studying such structures. It sheds light on how pulsars disperse matter and energy throughout space and interact with their environment. We can anticipate finding more of these intriguing forms as our capacity to view the cosmos at various wavelengths advances, each of which will provide fresh insights into the physical mechanisms influencing our universe. For a long time, scientists and science enthusiasts have been captivated by Mars, also known as the Red Planet. There is strong evidence from recent research that Mars formerly had a considerably more hospitable climate that might have supported life. The southern highlands of the planet, especially those surrounding Haggis Crater and the Hellas Basin, have complex valley networks that clearly imply the existence of flowing water in Mars' remote past, some 3 to 4 billion years ago. These valley systems have a creation process that is similar to those of river networks on Earth, including the Yangtze River. According to geological data, water flows from north to south, forming striking canyons up to 200 meters deep and 2 kilometers broad. These valleys have eroded over time, but what's left of them still reveals Mars' wet past. These features' size and distribution imply that Mars formerly had a far thicker atmosphere that might have sustained liquid water on its surface for long stretches of time. For astrobiologists, these findings are especially fascinating because water is essential to life as we know it. The scant atmosphere and intense cold of the present-day Martian surface make it uninhabitable, yet the planet's previous conditions might have supported microbial life. Ancient water systems on Mars most likely came from a variety of sources. In addition to potential rainfall and rivers, experts hypothesize that groundwater and glacier melting may have had a major impact on the Martian terrain. Space organizations are preparing ambitious missions to explore Mars' potential for past or current life. The European Space Agency and Roscosmos are working together on the ExoMars project, which will send a rover to Mars to look for evidence of life there. The ExoMars Trace Gas Orbiter, which will observe the Martian atmosphere from above, will supplement this mission. These missions are a component of a larger plan to conduct a thorough exploration of Mars. Future plans might even involve returning Martian samples to Earth for in-depth examination, which would greatly expand our knowledge of the planet's past and possibility for life. Studying Mars' wet past offers important insights on planetary evolution and the prerequisites for the emergence and survival of life, going beyond simply comprehending one planet. Scientists can learn more about what makes a planet livable and how these variables can alter over time by contrasting the histories of Mars and Earth. For the first time, NASA scientists have seen a polar cyclone near Uranus' North Pole, marking a significant finding. This discovery advances our knowledge of planetary weather patterns by adding Uranus to the list of planets in our solar system known to possess such atmospheric properties. Scientists were able to identify atmospheric features that are not discernible through conventional optical studies by analyzing the radio waves that the planet emits. Uranus's polar cyclone is distinguished by a dry, heated core that stays motionless at the pole. Uranus, the seventh planet from the Sun, is renowned for its tilted axis, which results in drastic seasonal fluctuations, in contrast to Earth hurricanes, which travel over oceans. Its poles receive decades of sunlight during its 84-year circle around the Sun, followed by equally lengthy periods of darkness. Because of this special orbital feature, astronomers are especially interested in observing its poles. This discovery was made possible in large part by the Very Large Array in New Mexico. The North Pole of Uranus was found to be warmer and drier than anticipated in 2015, 2021, and 2022, suggesting the presence of a major cyclone. This discovery demonstrates the dynamic character of gas giant planets and casts doubt on earlier theories regarding Uranus' atmosphere. This cyclone has been compared to comparable phenomena NASA's Cassini mission has seen on Saturn. These parallels offer important information about how these storms arise and behave on other worlds. The stability of the cyclone is among this discovery's most remarkable features. The polar cyclone on Uranus seems to be a persistent characteristic, in contrast to hurricanes on Earth, which break up after reaching land. The energy sources and atmospheric dynamics that support such enormous storms on gas giants are called into doubt by this permanency. This discovery comes at a particularly good moment because Uranus is now in an orbital position that makes it possible for Earth-based telescopes to see its poles clearly for the first time in decades. Scientists have a unique opportunity to thoroughly examine these areas thanks to this alignment. This new knowledge about the atmosphere of Uranus advances our knowledge of planetary science in general. Scientists can create more thorough models of how planetary atmospheres work and change by comparing atmospheric events across planets. The polar cyclone's discovery on Uranus provides fresh directions for investigation. Future research might concentrate on comprehending the internal composition of the cyclone, how it interacts with Uranus's magnetic field, and how it contributes to the planet's general atmospheric circulation. We can anticipate further findings as technology and observational methods advance, which will not only increase our understanding of these far-off worlds, but also offer important new perspectives on the complexity and diversity of planetary systems. An important advance has been made by scientists in their understanding of the enigmatic signals that the Sun emits during solar flares. These signals, called quasi-periodic pulsations, QPPs, could transform our understanding of solar storms since they graph similarly to heartbeats. Solar flares are powerful outbursts of radiation from the Sun's surface that emit a variety of energy types, such as ultraviolet light, microwaves, and radio waves. Massive eruptions of solar material into space, known as coronal mass ejections, frequently accompany these flares. Researchers have long been perplexed by QPPs, finding it difficult to determine their origin and importance. But a study that was published on December 12, 2022, in Nature Communications has provided fresh insight into these mysterious pulses. After examining data from a medium C-class flare that happened on July 13, 2017, the study team discovered two different pulsation patterns. The base of the current sheet, where magnetic field lines split and reconnect during a solar flare, was the source of the major pulse, which happened every 10 to 20 seconds. The full current sheet showed a secondary, quieter pulse spaced 30 to 60 seconds apart. This finding contradicts earlier hypotheses regarding the dynamics and energy release processes of solar flares. According to the researchers, the creation of magnetic islands inside the current sheet is most likely the cause of both pulse patterns. These islands are critical to the energy release process during solar flares because they are places where magnetic field lines twist and reconnect. It is essential to comprehend these pulsations in order to forecast and maybe lessen the impact of solar storms on Earth. CMEs and solar flares have the potential to endanger humans in orbit, interfere with satellite communications, and impact electrical systems. Scientists may be able to improve early warning systems for these occurrences by deciphering the Sun's heartbeat. The findings of the research team also pave the way for further investigation into the magnetic behavior of the Sun. Scientists can learn more about the intricate processes taking place in the Sun's atmosphere during flares, which are challenging to directly view because of the extreme heat and radiation involved, by examining these pulses. Furthermore, our knowledge of other stars may be affected by this discovery. If stars exhibit comparable pulsations, this could reveal important details about their magnetic characteristics and flare activity. The significance of long-term solar observation projects is further highlighted by the research of QPP. Continuous high-resolution monitoring of the Sun at many wavelengths is necessary to identify and interpret these faint signals. These discoveries will be essential for forecasting and comprehending solar weather phenomena as solar activity rises toward the current solar cycle's peak, which is anticipated to occur around 2025. Numerous questions concerning the behavior of our star and its influence on our technological society may be answered by the cosmic heartbeats of the Sun. One of the most recognizable and breathtaking structures seen by the Hubble Space Telescope is the Pillars of Creation, which are situated in the center of the Eagle Nebula. Since their discovery, these enormous columns of cosmic dust and gas, which are roughly 4 to 5 light-years long, have fascinated both scientists and the general public. The Eagle Nebula, which is roughly 70 by 55 light-years in size, is far larger than these pillars. The nebula, which is located in the constellation Serpens about 7,000 light-years away, was first identified in 1745 by Swiss astronomer Jean-Philippe Loys de Chasseaux. More than just a spectacular structure, the Pillars of Creation are an active stellar nursery where, out of direct view, New stars are developing inside these thick clouds of gas and dust. Astronomers may learn a lot about the life cycle of stars and the evolution of galaxies from the star formation process that takes place within these pillars. In addition to being aesthetically pleasing, the colors seen in Hubble's photograph of the pillars also provide crucial scientific information. Oxygen is represented by the bright blue regions, sulfur by the rich reds, and a mixture of nitrogen and hydrogen by the vivid greens. Astronomers can better comprehend the nebula's physical and chemical characteristics because to these hue fluctuations. The pillars' dynamic nature is among their most intriguing features. Nearby young hot stars emit powerful ultraviolet light that continuously shapes and erodes them. The pillars are gradually sculpted by this process, called photoevaporation, which may expose the newly formed stars inside. The pillars' most recent Hubble image, taken in 2014, offers the best look of this celestial formation to date. This image's enhanced clarity and detail enable researchers to examine the intricate structures inside the pillars, offering fresh perspectives on the processes of star formation and the interplay between interstellar matter and stellar radiation. Certain conditions and tools are needed to observe the pillars of creation from Earth. The pillars themselves are only visible with larger, more powerful telescopes, although the Eagle Nebula itself can be seen with a modest telescope, especially in July when viewing conditions are at their best. Beyond merely comprehending this specific structure, research on the pillars of creation yields vital information for simulating star formation processes across the cosmos. Astronomers can gain a better understanding of similar processes taking place in faraway galaxies by studying how stars form and interact with their surroundings in the pillars. Structures like the pillars of creation, which stand as a testament to the continuous drama of stellar birth and death playing out across the cosmos and provide a glimpse into the dynamic and ever-changing nature of our galaxy, are likely to uncover even more secrets about the cosmic processes that shape our universe as our observational capabilities continue to advance. Located in the constellation Virgo, about 54 million light-years away, M87, also called Messier 87, is an amazing elliptical galaxy that stands out as a great cosmic powerhouse. One of the main stars in the Virgo cluster, a huge collection of over 2,000 galaxies, is M87. M87 is unique because of its immense size and remarkable characteristics. M87 has many trillion stars, in contrast to the several hundred billion stars in our Milky Way. M87 is one of the most massive galaxies in our local universe because of its vast star population. The supermassive black hole at the center of M87 rose to prominence in 2019 after the Event Horizon Telescope took the first-ever picture of a black hole shadow. This black hole is among the most massive known black holes in the cosmos, with an estimated mass of roughly 6.5 billion times that of our Sun. The exceptionally high number of globular clusters in M87 is another characteristic that sets it apart. There are perhaps 150 of these old spherical star clusters in our Milky Way, while M87 boasts an incredible 15,000 globular clusters. Astronomers can learn a great deal about the galaxy's genesis and development from this abundance of globular clusters. The distinctive features of M87 go beyond its core. A relativistic plasma jet extending from the galaxy's center is one of its most remarkable features. This jet is driven by energy from the central black hole and extends for thousands of light years. It can be seen in many light wavelengths. Synchrotron radiation, which is created by electrons traveling at almost the speed of light, is what gives the jet its blue hue in visible light pictures. The galaxy's evolution has probably been impacted by its location in the core of the Virgo cluster. Astronomers think that M87 has expanded throughout time by absorbing smaller galaxies, which could account for its massive size and numerous globular clusters. Since its initial discovery by Charles Messier in 1781, M87 has been the focus of extensive research. Under favorable circumstances, it can be seen with a small telescope due to its apparent magnitude of 9.6, especially in May when viewing is at its best. Beautiful visible and infrared photos of M87 have recently been obtained by the Hubble Space Telescope. Astronomers can learn more about the structure and dynamics of this cosmic giant by examining these photos, which show the galaxy's elliptical form and the noticeable jet extending from its core. Understanding the dynamics of galaxy clusters, the behavior of supermassive black holes, and the genesis and evolution of large galaxies all depend on research into M87. M87 will probably continue to provide new insights into the nature of the cosmos and its harsh environs as our technologies and observational methods develop. Since its 2011 launch, NASA's Curiosity rover has been investigating Mars' Gale crater since 2012, offering crucial new information about the red planet's history. The mission has concentrated on solving the mysteries of this specific Martian region under the direction of project scientist Ashwin Vasavada. Gale crater provides a unique glimpse into the geological history of Mars, having created approximately 3.5 billion years ago. Whether this region may have formerly supported microbial life is the main question that motivates Curiosity's mission. Mars probably had a much thicker atmosphere and a lot of liquid water at this time, which might have made life as we know it possible. The goal of Curiosity is to determine the fundamental conditions that would have allowed life to exist, rather than only looking for real life forms. These include possible energy sources that early microbes might have used, as well as the existence of liquid water, carbon, and other necessary chemical elements. Curiosity made an important discovery at Yellowknife Bay during its first year of investigation. This location provided vital information about the previous ecosystem of Mars by revealing traces of an ancient lake bed. This region may support microbial life because, according to the chemical study, it is neither too salty nor too acidic. Additionally, investigations revealed the existence of carbon, nitrogen, sulfur, and phosphorus, essential ingredients for life. Curiosity also found possible energy sources that might have aided in the metabolism of microorganisms. All of these discoveries point to the possibility that early life forms could have flourished on ancient Mars, especially in the Gale crater region. In order to piece together the environmental history of the planet, the rover's ability to examine the chemical makeup of Martian rocks and soil has been essential. Scientists can reconstruct how the Martian environment changed over time by examining the sediment layers in Gale crater. This could indicate times when the planet was most conducive to life. Beyond Mars, Curiosity's discoveries help scientists better understand planetary habitability in general and hone their quest for possibly habitable environments on other worlds in our solar system and beyond. Important information on the current environment on Mars has also been made available by the mission. Curiosity assists scientists in determining the difficulties that future human explorers may encounter on Mars by tracking radiation levels, air composition, and weather patterns. We may be getting closer to the answer to the fundamental question of whether life ever existed on Mars as Curiosity begins its ascent of Mount Sharp, the central peak within Gale crater. The first Earth-sized planet discovered within the habitable zone of its star, Kepler-186f, was identified by NASA's Kepler Space Telescope, marking a significant breakthrough. This discovery represents a major turning point in the hunt for extrasolar planets that might host life. Kepler-186f is in orbit around Kepler-186, a red dwarf or M dwarf star. About 70% of the stars in the Milky Way are of this kind, making them the most prevalent in our galaxy. The planet is situated in the Cygnus constellation, around 500 light-years away. Kepler-186f's location within the habitable zone of its star is what makes it so intriguing. A planet's surface may be able to support liquid water, a necessary component of life as we know it, in this area, which is frequently referred to as the Goldilocks zone. Kepler-186f is the first exoplanet to be nearly as massive as Earth, while earlier discoveries have found larger planets in the habitable zone. Every 130 days, the planet completes an orbit around its star, which provides it with around one-third of the energy that Earth receives from the Sun. This indicates that Kepler-186f may be more like Mars in terms of the energy it gets, placing it closer to the outer end of the habitable zone. We still don't know much about Kepler-186f, despite its size being comparable to Earth. Its mass and makeup are still unknown, but given its size, scientists believe its surface is probably rocky. We also don't know if the planet has an atmosphere. When assessing whether the planet might sustain life, these elements are essential. Kepler-186f's finding is a component of a larger search for and description of potentially habitable worlds. It increases hope for discovering more planets that could support life by proving that there are Earth-sized planets in the habitable zones of other stars. This discovery has significant ramifications for upcoming space missions. The James Webb Space Telescope, JWST, and NASA's Transiting Exoplanet Survey Satellite, TESS, are intended to expand on findings such as Kepler-186f. The goal of these missions is to locate more exoplanets the size of Earth and investigate their atmospheres in the hopes of finding evidence of life. Understanding the variety of planetary systems in our galaxy is another benefit of studying exoplanets like Kepler-186f. Scientists can learn more about the processes of planetary formation and evolution by contrasting these far-off worlds with planets in our solar system. Although Kepler-186f is an intriguing discovery, it's crucial to remember that a planet's ability to support life is not assured just because it is in the habitable zone. The potential of a planet is greatly influenced by numerous other elements, including geological activity, atmospheric composition, and planetary magnetic fields. Because of its distinctive surface features that resemble Earth's hydrological systems, Titan, Saturn's largest moon, has drawn the interest of scientists. Titan has lakes and seas made of liquid methane and ethane, which creates an intriguing extraterrestrial scene in contrast to Earth's water-based cycle. Groundbreaking information about Titan's surface was provided by NASA's Cassini probe, which conducted research on the Saturn system between 2004 and 2017. Since Titan is the only planet known to have stable liquid on its surface outside Earth, the 2007 finding of liquid bodies on Titan's surface represented a major turning point in planetary science. Titan's lake systems are surprisingly intricate, according to recent research. Deep lakes, mostly methane-filled, are tucked away on hills and mesas in the Moon's northern hemisphere. This is in contrast to the mixed methane-ethane composition of the Ontario Lacus in the southern hemisphere and the bigger seas of Titan. These liquid bodies are not evenly distributed over Titan's surface. The largest seas are found in the eastern portion of the northern hemisphere, whilst smaller, deeper lakes are scattered across the western side atop higher terrain. The varied geography of Titan's surface is demonstrated by some of these lakes, which reach depths of more than 300 feet. Scientists think that the underlying bedrock may have dissolved and collapsed to create these lakes, a process that is comparable to that of karstic lakes on Earth. This process would take place on Titan, where liquid methane would chemically dissolve the ice in organic bedrock, causing depressions to fill with liquid. The existence of temporary lakes is among Titan's hydrological system's most fascinating features. The levels of these liquid substances seem to fluctuate seasonally, maybe as a result of evaporation.